Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening YouTube. What's going on? It's your boy Joey Does Tech, and welcome yourselves back to a brand new video. This one's going to be a bit more for people who are looking to get into repairing tech, whether that be retro tech, futuristic tech, whatever, and just a complete novices and beginners guide to what it is that you need in your toolbox. So first things first, let's get into the gear that I use. I'll put as many links in the description as I can to where I got this stuff. Obviously though, if you buy this, you could have different experiences with it and all that rubbish, blah, blah, blah. So I'm gonna start off with the first thing that I bought, which got me through what I needed to do to repair my first Nintendo DS. And that was just to make sure that I had a competent enough screwdriver set, which was a Dayard screwdriver set. This thing had everything it needed. It had the tri-wing sets that you needed, the bits on the end of the screwdriver to open up Nintendo DS's, as well as all of the we call these like, I think we call these like spudgers. I think they're called like spudgers, or prying tools would be the more professional word. Yeah, like these things. They're really, really good for getting into DS's. They're plastic as well, so they don't really harm the casing and stuff of whatever it is that you're repairing. So yeah, would definitely recommend this toolkit as a beginners. I picked this up for like £16 off Amazon. So it's again, for doing what I've done, this was the cheapest alternative thing to get for me to be able to do that. Obviously there's going to be cheaper stuff out there as well. This is just what I've bought, and definitely something that I would recommend. I mean, this does the job absolutely perfect. I then bought, now this is going to be completely optional. I don't like leaving like smudge marks and stuff on things that I repair, and I've got quite like sweaty hands. I bought some little gloves, which are really, really good. I just got these off Amazon. I don't know how many of these they're going to have in stock at the moment because of what's going on, but yeah, these are really, really good if you get like sweaty hands or oily hands and you don't want to leave marks on the things that you repair to look nice. Definitely recommend them. Definitely 100%. Side note, that toolkit that you saw was the first thing that I bought to repair this, which is, I don't know, if you've been on my channel since the start, you would have known that this iPhone 5 is the first thing, the very, very first thing that I repaired. This was doable because of that toolkit. It had the little suction thing that I needed, as well as obviously buying a new battery. I think was the first thing that I'd done on this phone, so I repaired the battery, replaced it, sorry. And yeah, that toolkit was the only thing I had. That reminds me, I do need to get another screen for this because it's still cracked. I don't know if you can see it at the top, it's still cracked, and we do need to get a replacement screen for that. That's all I had, is that toolkit. Moving on. This for me was essential, and this is a anti-static mat. There was a lot of people saying different things about whether I should get the bands or whether I should get an anti-static mat, or you know what it is that I should get when I'm first starting to get into these things, just to ensure that there was no static going to whatever I was fixing. And this does, sorry about my phone if you can hear that, this does the job absolutely perfectly, man. This is a mat that I found on Amazon, and I believe this was about the same price as the toolkit. I could be wrong. Again, the link will be in the description. But yeah, it's anti-static, and it's got the little nice compartments, and this is a magnetized bit up here to magnetize and demagnetize your screwdriver, which is really, really handy just to pick out screws and stuff. But yeah, this mat is absolutely wicked, as well as the fact I think it's heat proof up to a certain temperature, so if you wanted to get into soldering as well, this would be the perfect mat for you. So this brings us on to our next thing. Now this was around about £20 from Amazon, and this is what I needed to repair one of the Nintendo DS's that I had. I needed a soldering kit, and I didn't know what to get, I didn't know what to buy, so again, went straight to Amazon, looked for whatever had the best reviews, and the best thing that had the reviews was this little kit here. Again, link in the description. I'm going to hold it up, I just want to make sure that nothing falls out of it when I hold it up. Let's take that out. It did come with these wire cutters as well, but I'm going to hold it up, and these will probably fall out if I hold it up. But this little kit is amazing, man. This little kit is wicked. In here we have, I'm going to do a real quick run through. Tweezers, flat-headed screwdriver, which won't focus. A knife, like a razor knife. We have some electrical tape, and we have another pair of tweezers. We have quite a cheapy soldering pen. So this is for when you're soldering stuff, the solder comes down in the spiral, as you can see, it comes out at the end, and it just makes it easier for when you've got the soldering iron and you need to precisely solder what it is. This came with the kit as well, so would recommend. That's been really, really handy for me for the one soldering thing that I actually have done. So the soldering iron, which goes up to, I believe, 450 Celsius, which I don't even know why you would need that much temperature. The things that I solder are roughly, I believe it's like 280 to 300. But yeah, it comes with the soldering iron itself, and then we have this little pen, which again, I had no idea what it was before. I looked at this and thought, what the hell? But this is to remove any excess solder. You pull this thing down, you push this thing down, you hit the button, and it goes pum, 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 pum. And what that does is sucks up any solder that you don't want on said motherboard or whatever you're working on. So yeah, this is really, really cool. But yeah, that whole kit that I just showed you was around about £20, and that was again a great if you wanted to get into soldering and stuff. And finally, last but not least, the multimeter. For those of you who don't know what a multimeter is, neither do I. So it's basically for testing currents, is what I'm going to say. All sorts of currents. I mean, you've got your wall sockets, which I believe is a certain setting. Then you've got a setting on here for continuity, and that's for testing your power on circuits. Like, so if a point goes from point A to point B, and if there's any interruptions or anything in that circuit. I don't know still, but this is something that we're gonna start learning. Everything I've mentioned there, previous, now up until this point, I'd say is a pretty good place to start for if you're wanting to do small tech repairs. You don't necessarily need much, and if you want to get into different devices, you're gonna have to research and just make sure that you have the exact thing that you need. That screwdriver set for me is, yeah, it's wicked. That's the best purchase so far, I think, that screwdriver set. This was a pretty easy decision to get, to be honest. This is isopropyl alcohol, which is good for cleaning sensitive components and parts on electrical equipment. Because it's alcohol, you put it on, I usually use a Q-tip, smack it on, and it just dissolves and disappears without leaving any damage, so that is really cool. I also have the air duster. Yes, look at this bad boy. So this is as simple as it is. You press a button and it cleans out. This is really good for getting dust off screens if you're replacing them on Nintendo DS's or any other devices. You see a little bit of dust, you don't want to wipe it to smudge it. Get a little bit of can of air and you use it. Really, really cool. We also have, I picked this up recently, to be fair. This was double-sided sticky tape, which is wicked. I used this on the Nintendo DS Lite screen, and I don't actually know if that is what it's meant to be for, but double-sided sticky tape for me comes in use for a lot of things. I should have used it on the iPhone 5 when I put the battery back in, because the adhesive was so old. I could have maybe just used some double-sided sticky tape, but that was a long time ago and I didn't have that then. Wish I did. Now these next parts are a few bits that I've added to the toolkit that I've got already, and this just makes life a little bit easier. This is an old toothbrush that I use for cleaning stuff with the isopropyl alcohol. This I picked up recently, and this is a double-sided prying tool. It's a metal one, so for when I done my Xbox and I found it really, really tough to get those things off with the plastic, because the plastic was breaking, because it was plastic v plastic v plastic v plastic, this would have come in really, really handy. Oh, actually, it's a lie. I picked two up because they were so cheap, 99p or a pound. Wicked. We've also now got some super glue. I've not had to use this yet. I don't understand what I would use it for, but I think it's always nice, right, to just have some super glue handy, just in case, for whatever reason. If I want to shut my mouth shut, I can use some super glue. And these, recommended by Elliot, aka the Retro Future, these ceramic little tool pliers. Pliers? Tweezers. These are tweezers, Joey, they ain't pliers. These tweezers are unbelievable, by the way. They're so good for doing things with ribbon cables. If you're getting like real small bits and you just pull that through, they're really, really good. This is liquid flux. Now this was bought on eBay. I've done a lot of research for if I should get hard flux or, you know, what type of flux I should get, and people recommended this to me. And after doing, like I said, some research, this was a clear winner. The reviews were really, really good. Haven't used this yet because I haven't needed to solder anything, but this will be really handy going forward. So that's about everything I can think of. The only other thing that's quite essential when you're repairing old consoles, new consoles, a little bit of tech, is your apple and banana. Make sure you have these handy, because if you don't, then you're not going to be a successful repair technician. So that about wraps this video up, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, it's probably pretty boring, to be fair. All it is just showing you guys what I think might be essential for your toolkit, your first very own toolkit, just to make sure that you can get the job done. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure if you enjoyed the video, you do hit that thumbs up button. If you've got any feedback, leave it below. Any questions, more than happy to answer. So leave them in the comment section down below. And yeah, if you want to see more content from me, guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel. That's about it. Yeah, make sure you have a really, really good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. Stay safe, do your exercise, keep fit, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.